And we're live. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Where am I? There I am.
None of us are here.
I'm here. We're all here.
I'm going to have to reset because all I see is the starting soon screen.
Oh, okay. We'll see you in a minute then, I guess.
Oh, there we go. Now it's here. I see it. It popped in.
Hey, everybody. Glad you can join us tonight. Welcome to the biggest, most watched laser live stream on YouTube. Hey, Patrick. Hello, Jeremy. Patrick, I don't hear you talking. You're muted. Yeah, you're still muted. No, there you go. Always technical issues. In fact, today was a big technical issue for me. I was hoping to spend the day with some friends down in Lafitte at a barbecue. I was there for only 2 hours or maybe 2.5 hours, and I get a text message from my board administrator that LA Hobby Guy forum was down. So we had a DDoS attack, a denial of service attack on the website. So I had to come home and spend the whole day tracking this guy down and, stopping it, and finally got everything back in order. And I'm not even prepared for tonight. So, but we can wing it.
My files are empty. All right, hold on.
None of the files aren't empty. I checked them all.
I was going to say, I just downloaded them from my thing after I uploaded them, and they worked for me. Let me go find out.
You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to upload that link under my videos. Let me do that now. While we're getting started. It's always something in the beginning, but we get it worked out, so that's the good thing. All right, so let's see. Live now, that's the one right there. And let me put that link in the description and save it. There we go. So if you guys are looking for the link to tonight's files.
Yeah, they're all there in mine.
No, they're all there. Yeah. So
my description.
If you don't have them all, whoever's got that problem, just go ahead and re-download the file. I don't see who it is that had the problem there.
Yeah, I think Patrick still doesn't have any sound. I can see your lips flap. I don't feel any wind.
Lawrence, thank you so much for becoming a member. We really appreciate that. Okay, so if you have any problems with the file, just download it again. Make sure that you extract the files onto your hard drive, and all the files are there tonight. I've got them under my video right now. Patrick, did you get yours done? The link?
Yep.
Yeah. Patrick's going to be a mute tonight, I guess. He's having microphone issues. Do you know sign language, Patrick? That's funny.
No, I do not.
Hey, now you got a voice.
Finally.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So we did not get lasermakersrealm.com updated today because that was one of the sites that had problems from that denial of service attack. So, but I will get that done later on tonight. But for right now, if you look underneath our videos, if you don't see it, refresh the page, and you'll be able to see the link download for tonight's files. Now, let's get started. So I am doing pop-up saying Jeremy's folder is empty. It's not, because I just checked it.
Yeah. Copy, paste it into a Google thing, and then download from there. That's what I went and did.
Yeah, if you right click on the link and then choose save link as, so that you can specify where it goes on your hard drive. and that should do it. Terry is saying Jimmy's folder is empty too. Okay, so I will go ahead and download this again.
My folder is empty. What's going on?
Hang on a second.
I didn't look at mine. I looked at Patrick's and Rich's, and those were there. But mine, now I just double checked mine. Mine is empty.
Okay,
Hello, Sawdust and Hippies from Charleston. I'm up here in Harrison County.
I just downloaded yours, so let me go and check it. Jeremy, okay, so it is empty. I checked it earlier. That means that you guys can take over in the meanwhile while I go and fix this.
Okay. I can go over my project, or Jeremy, do you want to do yours first?
No, go for it. Let's just keep the order going like we do. You do it first, and then I'll go.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll put Patrick up.
I'm up. Here I am.
There you go.
So, I was inspired by a sign that I saw at work this past week, and I thought, let me make that into something that can be laser engraved and cut out and put in a workplace. And it is going to be the Work Bestie plaque. And then it comes with a stand. It'll come with the base piece. You'll cut that out. Then this piece that the arm plugs into, that'll cut out separate. Then you need to glue it. Make sure you glue it on straight. Use a straight edge, because I glued this one and I was in a hurry to get it tested after I got home from work today, and I glued it crooked. That's fine.
It's not as bad as my crooked glue up.
So I have, let me pull up the screen here. 3 different versions. I'm going to make this version on the LaserMATIC, and it's going to cut out all these little pieces here. So those will actually be cut out on a regular fill on the black. So it'll be a regular fill with a line after, and then an offset fill for the blue to speed that up. Then it'll cut out the pieces. And then the other 2 versions you'll get will be this one with 5 stars at the top, a little bit different framing, and then the version without the lines for the cutouts. And then on the fiber laser, what I'm going to attempt to do is, let me get my other Lightburn top up here, is do the black make it a black shade. Then with these other shades, I'm just going to pick some random settings and see what I get on a piece of steel. So that will be done on the fiber laser. And that's what I have for you tonight in the files. Jeremy.
Okay, well, I don't have like all the stuff up on the screen like you can do, but
All right, so that link is now updated. So anybody that has already downloaded the file, you can delete it and re-download it again, and this time it'll have Jeremy's file in it.
Well, I just screwed up. Hold on, guys. Just a second. There we go. I made a pencil rack, like
Awesome.
a dojo or samurai type doing thing. Wow, thank you, V. Appreciate that.
Thank you, V.
Thank you, B.
Whoops.
And behind here, I have my logo put in. Let's get it above that. 3D printed and stuck in from the back like you've seen me do before. I just printed a large brim and glued it on so it didn't pop through. And painted it a couple of different colors. Holds 20 pencils. You can, in the file, what you guys are going to get is this little bar right here that doesn't have anything on it. So you can put whatever you want on it and then weld it on so that when it glues on, and you'll see that I, in order for the pencils to not hit it, I had to put a little spacer back here so that it pushed the sign back. Anyways, Patrick was talking about being inspired. I was kind of inspired to build that too after I was watching a Jet Li movie the other day, and they were in the dojo having a fight, pulling the swords off the racks. I'm like, I bet you I could make one of those for a pencil. So that's what I did.
That's funny. Okay. I guess I should tell you what I'm doing tonight. And I'm totally unprepared. Although I had files prepared, I don't have any lasers set up to do any of them because I spent most of the day dealing with that attack on my server. But I can show you what I've got going on. First thing I want to do, I want to give some credit to Monport. They sent me a new laser, 100-watt MOPA. Let me switch cameras so that you can see it. And also a cover for it. So I did do some pricing on the cover, the enclosure, and I found that just to buy, I guess it was last year, just to buy the 1/4-inch glass, the acrylic, would cost me about $500. And I think this one was just over $500, and it's got all of the hardware with it and all. So great project. I got that all set up. So that's what I'm going to work on tonight, being that I've got it all set up. And I do have a camera right on the side of it, so you can see what I'm doing. But if we come to Lightburn software, and these are the files that you're going to get tonight. So there's an art library that's provided, and in that art library are cutting board graphics. So I just did a live stream for my members on my channel where I showed them how I made different cutting boards, and I took a couple of those examples and put them in here. So here you can see is a 2-layer cutting board. And if you use this particular one, first off, you want to use hardwood, because cutting boards are usually going to be 3/4 an inch or more thick. So you would cut this one on the right out twice out of 1/4-inch hardwood. You can't use plywood on this. You have to use hardwood. So you'd have 2 of these and 1 of these for the top over here. And this one has an actual drain groove in here for the juices, if you see. And the way I had that set up, you have to put that into an offset fill. So on this one now, everything is on that same layer. But what I did was ungroup this and put just this outside layer here on the offset fill and ran it at a higher LPI than the laser is capable of. So if your laser has a 0.08 spot size, for instance, that would be 318 lines per inch. I would set it to 350. This way the lines overlap. And that will take out quite a bit of material all the way around the outside. So you would need to put the juice groove on another layer. And that's as easy as ungrouping it and selecting that. So that's the first thing right there. I did put in another one that doesn't have the juice groove. So you can do that one as well. And I put in some graphics here that you can use if you want to use your own graphics, or you want to use any of these. So this is a quote from the Bible, and I've got a couple other quotes here. This is a family quote. I've got Grandma's Kitchen, which I kind of like this one, and Mom's Kitchen. So you can use any of these for the cutting boards. You just want to make sure that when you're finished, that you coat them in a food safe, like beeswax or cutting board oil or something like that. And then I also have here something that I did that my wife requested, and I actually did this live on my members. Let me put this into line on my members live stream the other day. So I designed these little heart flowers, and this is a kitchen conversion chart. And there you see all the numbers to convert it. So this is the entire project that I'm doing for my wife right here for our kitchen. And then I've got just the conversion chart right here. And of course, all of my layers here are wrong. And I don't know why that, there we go. Okay. So I've got just the conversion chart here. if you wanted to do just this. So those are my free files for tonight. And let me come back to my camera here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with the fiber laser tonight. I haven't done very much with it yet. So what I want to do is I'd like to keep testing. Oh, I should probably show you that. A couple of my first
Up,
tests.
Jerry.
Hey, Jerry. So let me show you one of my first tests that you might like. So this is the 100-watt MOPA fiber laser from Monport. And I got a package of these river rocks in the mail yesterday, and I had no idea where it came from. And then this morning I got an email from one of my patrons, and he says, I see you got the package that I sent you. I'd like to buy the 100-watt MOPA, but I want to see. He only wants to do Hindu graphics on the rocks and sell them. And he asked me if I can do a yin yang on one of the rocks. So I did. So I'll show you that real quick. See, if I get my head out of the way, it'll probably focus. So there's the yin yang. And it's 2.1 millimeters deep on a river rock. Nope, I'm getting out of the way of the camera here. There we go. And I think it came out great. And I'm pretty sure that he plans on painting his. So I was just doing the test of the engraving with the river rock, and came out really good. I've only done a couple things so far. I've only done the brass and some paper and stuff like that. I did the lens correction, a few things like that. And that's all I've done so far. So I don't have the other laser set up tonight to run a cutting board, nor do I have any hardwood that's the right size. So I'm just going to run some quick projects on the fiber laser and play with some of the settings tonight. Let me scroll down. I want to keep up with the comments here. So
I'm doing some quick work with these big markers too. I'm just kind of fixing my design to see if I can get the markers to fit on that that board real quick, just to do something different tonight to show off.
Okay,
that's all I'm working on.
All right, I'm going to get mine started. So let me swap cameras.
I'm not sure what I should. I have some black scratch paper. Maybe it would be cool to do one of those cutting board graphics on the scratch paper. I happen to have this scratch paper here because I did my lens correction on this laser. Was the first thing that I did. And if you guys want to take a look at that, it's on my channel. I did a video on the lens correction when I did it. And I used the Lightburn tool, came out in version 1.5, the Galvo lens correction, for the first time. So usually I've been doing this long, tedious lens correction. And so I figured, well, let me try the Lightburn lens correction, see how it comes out. And
Do you have settings for scratch paper?
Yeah, I think 2,000 millimeters a minute, 25%, 25 frequency, 200 Q pulse. Do you have settings for? Do you have settings for scratch paper?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'd be glad to try yours. The only reason I have settings for the scratch paper is I don't really have settings. I did a test for the lens correction, and it seemed to work okay.
Okay.
Tell me what your settings are, and I can use yours.
All right. It's a speed of 5,000.
Hang on one second because I have to delete this and bring in a graphic. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm gonna do the one with the juice groove. Excuse me. Having some throat problems lately, so. Ooh, I wonder how this would actually come out in a big size like this. All right, so you have
Speed of 5,000.
5,000. Got it.
The power of 40.
40.
This will be your 100 watt. It'll be
Yep.
40. Frequency of 100. Q pulse of 200.
Okay.
Line interval, I was using 0.05.
Okay. Let's see what that is. 0.05 is 508. Yeah, that might be a little high.
And what lens do you have?
75.
A 75 millimeter lens?
175 millimeter lens.
175? Yeah, you probably want to go like a 0.04.
Yeah, I think that 508 is a little too high. I think I'm going to go 0.03.
Then I ran 2 passes. So ran one, then had it rotate like 67 degrees and ran a second pass, and that it turned out pretty nice. So that it wouldn't burn through the plastic layer.
Yep. I have plenty of paper, so I'm going to try
Jack?
this.
What's up, Jack?
Bob, the Falcon 2. I have a Falcon 2, and I run. I just run Lightburn. I don't know what other gerbil would be good for it. Maybe these other guys do, but I didn't like mine. Gerbil.
Hello, Ava.
Yeah. Gerbil, same difference.
Hello, Jack. All right, so let me see. What do I need to do? I need to frame this.
Get my name off of there. Just covering up my graphic or my camera.
I think maybe I'll make this a little bigger. I'll use the whole work. How's that? Nah, that's a good size, I think, right there. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so I need to be here in order to start the job. So I'll hit start.
One.
I'm curious to see what this will turn out like.
You might end up having to tone your power down.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's warping the paper, so I think the power's a bunch too high.
Getting a little toasty.
Getting a little toasty. It's looking pretty cool, though, I'll tell you what.
Hey, Gene, you're welcome. I got the first draft. How did this second part come out? Did that extra line work?
Yeah, it's definitely my LPI is too high on this. Oh no, do I still have that cut layer on? I do, so I'm going to stop.
Yeah, Ed, that's English vernacular for you.
I had my cut layer still on. Okay, I'll turn that off. But let's go see what happened to this. And then I'll run it again.
All right, ventilation. Who sells the best ventilation fume extraction, guys? I don't know. I don't have one. I make my own.
Well, the one that I use is sold by Pat Technologies, and I use their filter box. It's the best that I've ever seen, and I've had about 6 of them. All right, so just for fun, I'm going to change some of these settings because this should have come out better than that.
Good luck with that Laser Pecker LP1. I got one here, and I can't figure out how to use it for the life of me.
Yeah, it started to melt the plastic. It's just a little toasty.
Yep. Yep. Toasty, toasty. Very toasty. I'll run another one though. I think I have 50 sheets of this. I didn't have a problem with the Laser Pecker 1. I mean, I did a review on it, I think.
I think my issue is I got to use that phone app, and I hate it.
A phone app. I don't know that did I use a phone app? I don't remember.
You can't use Lightburn with it. It's not compatible.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I did that. Or maybe I didn't do a review on it. I don't know. All right, so now that we got that right, I'm going to.
I was sent a Fume extractor by Fume Clear, and I didn't even do a video on it because the first test I did with burning some wood with the CO2 galvo, it just basically put the smell right back in the room, and I'm like, well, that's not getting a review because it's terrible. I should have reviewed it just so people knew not to buy it.
I've done blue acrylic with no problem if it's solid color. It's a dark blue. You can't do the light blue. All right, so let me see. All right, I'm going to change the pulse width to 80 instead. So now, yeah, 80 pulse width. And I'm going to go 80 frequency as well. I'm going to try that and see. And maybe I should turn off flood fill. Yeah, we'll give that a try and see. Let's see if it's in the right place. Oops, wrong one. What am I looking for here? 4. There we go. Yeah, that looks like it's in the right place. So let me, you know what? I need to put all of this on the black layer instead of turning it on. There we go. That's better. Now, I need to ungroup it and offset this one. And say OK to that. And then I need to offset the other one as well. So come in here and offset this one.
Brandon, I may have explained why I didn't do a video on my filter box. I may not have. I can't remember. During filming, I turned around, tripped over my chair, and it fell over, and I broke it. And it's no longer a thing anymore. So I just lost all heart on trying to rebuild it up until I'm going to work on it again, I hope soon, but it's on the back burner now.
That's pretty funny.
I should have put that video out because I was recording when it happened, but I was so mad that I just got rid of it.
Yeah, I'm getting the colors now, Patrick.
Awesome.
Thanks, Bob. That's a design I did about 6 years ago, and I think I probably sold about 2,000 copies of that on different websites. Yeah, I'm getting the colors now, Patrick.
Yes, I can. Looks like I can see this pretty well there.
Hey, you can actually see it. The scratch paper is really cool. I'm going to be doing a video, not on scratch paper, but something similar next week. I've got some chalkboard paint, and I'm going to make a chalkboard for the teacher, where folks can make it and give it to their children to give to the teacher with a message written in chalk on it. Question on a fiber laser as I'm researching them now. Q-pulse, what's the definition or simple explanation of what that is controlling? Patrick, I'll let you take this one.
Okay. I'll use my light switch example.
Yeah.
So you're standing at a light switch and you're going to turn your bulb on and off. And you're going to do that 60 times a minute. So once per second, you turn it on and then you turn it off. So you turn it on, it's on for a second, and then you turn it off. So that's a frequency of 60 times per second. Now the Q-pulse is actually how long the light bulb is on when you turn it on. So if your Q-pulse was half a second, you'd put the light switch on for half a second, then turn it off, and then not turn it on again until a full second has passed.
I've got to start this job again because I was doing that rock engraving earlier, and that layer was on 50 passes.
That's a lot of passes.
I'll tell you what, though, every pass it was looking better and better. That's pretty funny.
I saw Anchor Holsters in here earlier. I don't know if you're still around in here. That's what I used to do up until about 3 weeks ago when it finally, the sale finally was over. I finally got rid of the stuff. I miss it a little bit, but I'm relieved that I can move forward.
Yes, that's the reason why I told Patrick to explain it. He's got a complete explanation for that.
Yeah, when he first told me about the light switch part of that, I was like, that is brilliant.
Yep. It's a good explanation. And I can't remember it. That's my problem.
It just worked for me because you can visualize standing at a light switch.
Yeah.
Flipping it on and off, on and off.
You guys and your fancy switches where you can switch cameras all the time. Look at you go.
Well, I think
I don't even know if I know how to run one when I got one.
It's a matter of pressing buttons.
Yep.
We've been doing this for a while. What, 3 years now, Patrick?
Yeah. It has been.
Well, I've been doing it with you guys for a little over a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have any buttons to push, though.
So the Q-pulse you're going to have on the MOPA fiber laser.
A button? I'll 3D print a button. When I was building, I had the That's Easy button from Office Depot. And I would take that to a couple of my customers that you deal with certain people different ways, and they loved that thing. I'd show up and they'd ask me a question. I'd get that button out, put it on the counter, and hit it, and it would go, "That's easy." They kept me busy for about 6 months.
Rainforest here.
All right, Jack, you can use it. Just give credit where credit is due.
Perman's here. Late again. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Don't forget, you can always grab that slider on the bottom and rewind to the beginning. I don't think you missed too much. We're just having some fun tonight. Yeah, I'm not getting any warping of the paper now, so it's coming out pretty good, I think.
That's how I cut my scratch paper signs for my booth. With the fiber laser. I cut it out and everything with it.
I don't know if you noticed that last second, but you could see all that smoke being brought to the back. I put my I 3D printed an exhaust and put it on the back. That's one thing that was kind of weird about this enclosure, is that it didn't come with the exhaust port. All right.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, I got it all put together, and where's the exhaust? I see the hole for for the exhaust. There's a 4-inch hole on the back, but I had to wind up 3D printing an adapter. All right, so
And you had a printer.
Let's see. Good thing I have a 3D printer. Yeah. So here's what it looks like on scratch paper. I love the way scratch paper comes out.
Yeah. Did you get a little debris on there?
No, because I have a pretty strong suction on the back, so it was
Okay.
sucking everything toward the back. Let me show you the other one.
Yeah, I got a little debris on mine from my fiber laser, but I just have the ambient nozzle of the thing sucking the smoke in.
Actually, there's not too much of a difference. So the little one here on your left is the one that was set to 50 passes, and that is probably about 16 passes right there. It just changed the color of the handles. So interesting.
Now, on that scratch paper, is that heat activated, or is that literal layers of color that once you do so many layers that comes down?
It's kind of a chalky type substance that scratches off of it. It has a thin plastic layer underneath, and then it has the color layer. So you scratch it off of the clear plastic layer.
But I noticed that when I did, like on his, the handle would be one color, and then I went and did a couple more passes, and it changed the color. So the deeper it went, the more color change it happened.
Yeah. So the color keeps changing on the number of passes.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a video on my channel on scratch paper.
I think you have 2, don't you? 2 videos?
Yeah, I think I do. I have 2.
But it's a fun project to work with. But
actually, there's a LMR, I think, Livestream where I did scratch paper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think we both did.
When we did the signs.
Yeah. So this is what I've got in works for the video for next week. I got this off of Amazon, chalkboard paint. And apparently you can paint anything with this, like wood or whatever. It turns it into a chalkboard. You put like 3 or 4 layers of this. I'm pretty sure that, I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure that you can use any black paint. But being that I'm doing this as a project for video, I figured I'd buy this particular paint for it.
I used chalkboard paint on glass. I was testing out my glass stuff on the fiber laser with the finger paint or whatever that other paint was that we used, and then chalkboard paint, and then there's another. I got this stuff here. Anybody ever use or watch Patrick's video he did where Monport was giving all this stuff away? I got a can of it, and I've been playing with that. It's a thick white. It turns to powder when you spray it on and it dries. And it's not here right now, but I was playing with glass with this too, and it's okay. It's not the best. It's not what it was intended for, but I thought, well, I never use things what they're intended for, so let me try it.
Nipa, I put that link in the chat if you want to check out that paint. But I think, and maybe somebody in the chat knows, I think you can use any black paint if you put a couple of coats on wood, and you'd be able to write with chalk on that black paint after it cures. I'm pretty sure. You know what? Maybe I should do a comparison of the. You're welcome, Nipa. Maybe I should do a comparison of the chalkboard paint and regular black paint and see what the difference is. Da Vinci 10 says he has a can of the Monport laser spray. Yeah, they've been trying to give me a case of that to give away, but I remember Patrick had a hard time giving that stuff away.
It's like, what is that?
Give away some more of that.
Put that crap on everything.
I've got to get away more of that and do a live stream to give away, I think, 3 rotaries. As soon as I get time.
Bob says, Rich, we found when I was with BGC CSA, we got our best results using material with a smooth surface. Yeah, so guessing that any black paint's going to give you a smooth surface. This one maybe, and I do know that when you're using a chalkboard, you have to season it first. So you have to take your chalk stick, turn it sideways, and cover the whole chalkboard, and then take your eraser and buff it all out before you start actually writing on it. Sharon says she'd suggest using a matte finish paint. I don't know what this is, but it doesn't say what the finish is. Nope, doesn't say, but I'm sure that this is a matte finish. I mean, it's designed specifically for chalkboards. Patrick, what do you got going on there? Oh, look at how nice that's coming out. It looks
I did
beautiful.
the frame. Yeah, the frame.
Oh, wow.
It looks better in person than what it does. But as soon as I get that brown cleaned off of there, it'll look nice.
And what's the material?
Whose question I answered, but
that is steel.
Okay.
That's steel?
Is that still some of the stuff I sent you or not?
It is.
That stuff's awesome. I got a whole pile of it over here yet.
I don't know what happened to the stuff that you sent me.
Well, if you need some more, let me know.
I just hit it with 80 grit sandpaper, then went up to 220, and it looks nice.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll do both flat black and the chalkboard paper. Kevin says, save your time, Patrick. Just send one to me.
If I had them in my possession, I would consider it.
Well, there's all the pieces. I'm gonna start gluing it together and see if it works. Actually, I'm not gonna glue it together until I dry fit it.
You held them up. I didn't have you on full screen. Hold them up again.
All my pieces are
the cutouts
for these big.
I see what you did. Jerry says, what spray-on product would you recommend to get a nice, shiny, non-sticky finish on 3mm basswood? I tried Rust-Oleum semi-gloss, but it comes out flat-looking. Rust-Oleum has a glaze called Triple Thick. Rust-Oleum Triple Thick Glaze. It's a specialty product. You won't find it in the big box stores, but you can get it on Amazon. And that will come out with a glaze finish that will look like a mirror. It's absolutely beautiful. The thing that you have to be careful with on that, use light coats, 2 or 3 light coats, and then you have to make sure that it sets up. I find the best way to get it to set up is put it out in the sun for a couple of hours. If you're just going to let it dry in your paint shop or something like that, it's going to take a couple of days. So
Direct sunlight is amazing for that.
yes, it's amazing for any finish.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't live in Louisiana, where you wind up with bugs stuck to it forever.
Right. That's what happens here too. But the chickens are out there, so they eat most of the bugs, which is good.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jerry. Hey, I saw a new product that's launching on Kickstarter next week. In fact, the company emailed me. It is a laser bug zapper. A laser bug zapper.
Is that the one that they're saying kills mosquitoes?
Yes,
It's like an AI laser fired mosquito killer. Something like
exactly.
33 mosquitoes a second.
350 mosquitoes per second it can kill.
350 per second.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And it
They should have shaped it like the Death Star.
yeah. And it only targets mosquitoes. So if you have honeybees flying around, it ignores them completely. Jack's
What
saying he's
about
been
like
seeing them on Facebook.
houseflies?
Todd says, I find that the flat black by Rust-Oleum works pretty well. Jack, I don't know if it's a scam or not. And keep in mind that it's a Kickstarter. It's a kick. Some people start Kickstarters just to make money. And, they come up with a project. And Jeremy, can you do one for spray paint cans? Definitely could use one.
Yeah, let me get my hole saws, my skill saw, the chop saw, and the table saw. I'll be right back.
So anyway, if you back a Kickstarter program, you never know if you're going to actually receive the product. And I think the number is something like 30% of people never actually receive the product. But they do make a bunch of them, and they have people use them for reviews and stuff like that. So they're saying that they're going to send me one for review next month. But I have no idea. I would not post a review until after the Kickstarter to make sure that it's actually being shipped to customers. Larry says, I saw a video about the mosquito zapper. If the price is right, it's legit. I'm in.
Yeah, I saw that same video.
But you know what? The mosquitoes are feed for birds and stuff. So mosquitoes don't bother us so much here because we have pest control that comes once a month. So we don't really get mosquitoes. And, mosquitoes only live within about 150 feet of standing water. Any updates on the Galvamatic shipping date? Last I heard it was November. You heard right, Andy. Yeah, we're going to have on August 7th, I believe it is, there's going to be a live stream on my channel. And I'm going to have Leo on the live stream. And we're going to talk about not only the shipping date, which is going to be in November, but we're also going to talk about the improvements that have been made that you guys don't even know about yet.
That'll be fun.
David says, do you have to wear glasses with the zapper? I don't know anything about it. So I really don't know anything about it, except that it zaps mosquitoes. Jack says he'd get 4 or 5 just for his backyard. And Jerry's saying that I'm right. Kickstarter is a huge risk. Yeah. I bought a high-def Nixie tube clock. One understanding we could get source for the software to tinker with it, source code, and they never delivered the source code. Yeah. You're taking a chance. Some people didn't even get the hardware. Yeah. So that Kickstarter for some unscrupulous people is a way that they can make a lot of money really fast. And, they source a product from somewhere in China that's a real product that nobody knows about. They do a Kickstarter on it, make a couple of videos, and then disappear. And that's the chance you take with Kickstarter. I'll wait till one of you guys get one and do a review on it. I live on a lake and a little pest everywhere. The only thing this kills, Todd, is mosquitoes. So, Bob is asking, will Leo be in New York City? Yes, next week for Lightburn Experience. Yes. Yeah, Rolly Automation is one of the sponsors, and I believe he'll be demonstrating the GalvaMatic at the event. And I have a new company that's coming to visit me next month called HTL Laser. And he's leaving the Lightburn Experience and then doing another show after that. And then he's coming here, bringing their new product to my shop so that I can demonstrate it. I'm not going to be doing a live stream or anything like that, but he's going to personally come to see me and bring the laser and spend the day playing with it.
That's what happens when you don't home your laser before you start using it.
Very nice.
Well,
Jerry says, Rich
it's
enjoyed
not glued
your...
on crooked this time.
Well, I like that.
Came out beautiful.
So that's the one with the pieces cut out. And
Nice.
Use these as guides to make sure I glued it on straight.
Okay, so that's wood. That's not steel. Okay.
Yeah, this one hit on the LaserMATIC.
Yeah.
And that one is wood.
Beautiful.
And I just hit it with some wood dye real quick.
That's really nice. So Jerry is saying, Rich, enjoyed your Galvo calibration video. Why was the extra scaling step required after the calibration? I don't know why. Don't know. But, they have that ability in there, so I took advantage of it.
I haven't watched that video yet. It's in my queue.
And if any of you guys are watching from the Louisiana area, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and you want to join us when that new this is a new AI laser that they're developing, and in fact, it's going to be a Kickstarter laser, and he's going to be bringing it to my shop for private demonstration, and I can play with it. If you happen to live around here, you're welcome to come visit as well as soon as I get the actual dates. They're doing a launch party in Brooklyn right after LBX as well. What else did I want to... I didn't have anything else prepared for tonight. Let me switch back over and turn off that framing. I never did that. You know what? Maybe I'll do the kitchen conversion on the scratch paper and see how it comes out. Now, the thing is that I have to change all of this to black and not screw up what I did before. Oh, no, I can't do this because it's designed for multiple layers. Hope I didn't screw up my black. No, I don't think I did. Let me undo what I did here because I'll save this setting to my library. So I'm going to come to my material library and create new from layer.
I'm using an 80-watt JPT MOPA, the version with the 2.0 millijoule peak pulse. So it's not the E series.
All right, now I've got that scratch paper in there. Remember, always save your settings when you get something that comes out really nice. I need to do one more setting for that scratch paper too, which is cut. Oh, you remember we
And
last
remember what you name your settings too.
yeah. You remember last Halloween on the LMR, Patrick? I did the children's masks on the
Yes, that's
with
right.
the scratch paper. Yeah, and then I put a coat of lacquer over it so that it wouldn't get ruined, and I put some stretchy band on it for my grandson. He loved it. Jerry says, thanks for the Lightburn 2.0 videos. I found them helpful. Yeah, so if you have 2.0, 2.0.01 released 2 days later, and it has a couple little bug fixes in it.
I didn't end up having any of the problems that other people were having
No,
with
neither
it.
did
I
I.
don't know if that's because I was running the release candidate for a couple of months,
Yeah.
messing around with it or not.
No, it's because most of the people having problems are using laptops. That's why.
Oh, yeah,
All
I
right.
put it on my laptop too, and I didn't have any issues.
Bob is saying, how do I save settings? So I'm going to switch over and show him real quick. So whenever you get a setting that you like, which is the one that I got for this graphic over here, just click on that layer, come down to your material library over here. I can't zoom in on this during a live stream, but there's a button here that says create new from layer right there. And all you have to do is name it, and then it'll save it. As you can see here, I've got my scratch paper, and it's called Engrave. Oh, okay. So, all right. Your macros disappeared. Yeah, because macros are no longer on. Macros are separate now. So you have to enable the macro tab. So you just go to Window and then Macro, and you'll have a completely new tab now just for macros. But the good thing about the macros is that I think I went up to like 50 different macros that I kept creating, and it just kept going. It used to be, what was it, Patrick? 6? You could only create up to 6.
Yeah, I think it was 6.
So, every version upgrade that they do is there's a lots of good features or bug fixes in it. And it's just too many people saying, I wish everybody would just be nice. Just be nice. All you have to do is make a comment. This is not working for me. How can I fix it? And you're going to get an answer to it. But instead, you got people going on the forums and blasting Lightburn. Version 2.0 is garbage and everything. I wish everybody would just be nice.
Yeah, well, they can just go make their own if they don't like it. All right, you want to put me up? I got this little rack done.
Yep.
So just that quick, all I had to do was change the hole size to match these markers, and yeah, got a
Nice.
little rack for my markers. It just so happened that I can put 12 of them on this rack, and I had a pack of markers, and I didn't even look at how many markers I had. I just put 12 holes because that's what fit. So it worked out. Now I have a nice little rack that I can put on my bench.
Jeremy's got a nice rack.
I have a beautiful rack.
I am going to, being that we still have time left, I'm going to make a kitchen coaster for my wife. Why not? I have a coaster here. How big is a coaster? 90, right? Millimeters should work.
Yeah, I run mine 88 on square ones. I run an 88 square.
All right, let's see.
I prefer 91.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
Well, it depends on the graphic, right? So yeah, graphic is a bit large. My graphic
It
91.5,
depends on
sorry.
how bad they're chipped off around the edges too.
All right, so I can't seem to. I think that's good. Let me see.
Got too many round ones over there.
Yeah, I've got a weird looking graphic here, the one that says Mom's Kitchen. Patrick, what are your settings for Slate? I don't think I have any in my material library for the 100 watt. Oh, I do have it in here. Slate right here.
Ooh, this one looks like it's going to be 85 by 85 on that one.
I guess I did do some testing on Slate. Let's
Yeah.
do medium gray.
Interesting. Different company I got these from, I guess.
Okay.
That's definitely my go-to laser for doing slate is my fiber laser.
Yeah. I don't know if I have great settings yet, but there it goes. Even
Okay, hold
even in
on.
the enclosure, it's really loud.
What lens you running?
175.
Okay. Let's see.
That looks like I got a good setting.
Oh crap! I had the wrong player turned on.
You run it at a 286 frequency with a 200 Q pulse.
Well, I got it
And
done
then
already.
when you clear coat it, it doesn't turn dark.
I'm going to take a look and see what I got.
Thank you, Bespoke. I'll show off my other rack.
Nobody wants to see your rack.
Everybody wants to see my rack. What are you talking about? I got that Midwest thing going on, man.
Well, I do know that you have a rack, so I can
do. I
see
have
it.
two now.
Now, while you do that, I'm going to show you the results of the slate. So here's
Okay,
here's the results of the slate. I don't have good lighting in here, but oh, I got to move it over my face. There we go. Now I already know with this finish, I already know how this is going to come out. So this is good for me because I'm going to put the Rust-Oleum triple thick glaze on this one, and it's going to come out nice. Actually, let me show you. This is one that I did on here. So let me show you that real quick. So here's with the Rust-Oleum triple thick. And this is the same settings that, oh, maybe back here you can see it better. Huh, that's funny. There you can see the glaze. So yeah, this is the same settings that I used for this one. So I'm gonna coat that one for my wife, who happens to be in Vegas this weekend. She is celebrating. She's there for her 52nd college reunion at the Bellagio.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. What's even more impressive is there's a couple of hundred people there. They're all still alive at 75 years old.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, here you go.
That's the file tonight, the pencil rack, and then I just fixed it for the markers. But like I said, you get this little bar that goes across the back, and then I just did my logo and then melt welded it to that so it would stay on there. And then the pencils were hitting it. Stop it. So I put this little bump out back here to push it back, and you can see how much gap I got between. It's pretty cool. I like it. That thing turned out pretty good. And then here's my slate from my fiber laser.
Hey, Jim.
With clear coat.
Nice.
And I've been using it on the shop. This is my desk one. probably for 6 months, and it still looks that good.
Cool. Thank you, Jerry. Rich is a bachelor this week. Yes, that's right. So every time she goes away, I always say the same thing. My magic
Hey,
laundry
Jim.
basket stops working. So usually I toss my clothes in the laundry basket, and next day they're in my drawer by magic, folded, pressed, everything else. So I have no magic laundry basket. Party at his house. Okay. I was planning on taking the day today and relaxing at my friend's house down in Lafitte for the barbecue, but that didn't work out. Bob says he can't type on the phone.
I can't either. This thing thinks it knows better than I do, and it spells words wrong all the time.
Yeah, tomorrow I think I'm going to take the day off tomorrow and just relax around the house. I think I want to wash the boat and relax outside, get some sun, because I'm probably lacking. My skin is like pure white, lacking in vitamin D. Oh, that looks
Here's the work,
gorgeous.
Misty.
Oh yeah.
My heart started to screw up because for some reason my setting was wrong, and I just did an offset fill and gave it some texture, so it looks better in person than what it does on camera.
Yeah, the light shines weird in the camera. I hate that. You're trying to show stuff off.
Wow, that came out nice.
There it is.
Okay, I call it 50-50. I take them out of the drawer and what did that say? Get them dirty. She cleans them and then puts them back in the drawer. Todd says, got to get some boat time in there. Go hang out and rest. Yeah, unfortunately, right now I can't get any boat time in, but I can clean it. So just taking my time. I think maybe in another week or two, we'll try and launch the boat. Me and my son go out and do some fishing. But because of my back surgery, recovery from my back surgery, it's been kind of hard, and I don't want to take any chances.
Oh yeah, getting out in some rough waves by accident on that
We
boat.
don't get rough waves here, but that's not it. I mean, it's launching the boat, picking it up, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Bending here, bending
Hey,
there.
Jeremy, was that cold rolled steel?
Yes, that is
Yes.
cold rolled steel, not stainless.
Yeah, that's cold rolled.
That came out sweet on the steel. I got to start.
Sunhawk, I don't clear coat it. I engrave it and then I clear coat it. So
Hey, Patrick, can you send me
Yes.
your 100-watt MOPA library, please? Email that to me.
It's all combined. I don't have it separate, but I can send it to you.
Is that the library I have already?
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to load that and run some tests myself. I hear all kinds of stuff dropping on the roof of this building. The squirrels are up in the tree.
I ended up just never saving settings for this 120 watt, and unless it's something very specific, otherwise I just typically wing it.
All right, let's jump into Q&A. We're almost at the end of our show tonight. If you guys have any questions, I know we've been sort of answering as we go along here tonight.
yeah, there was a few that we missed. So if we missed your question,
Yeah.
put it back down here so we can get it.
Yeah, please.
Thanks, Sharon. That's what happens when
guys
you
ever
watch
see-
a Jet Li movie.
Did you guys ever see my modified laser?
Your what?
The one I took the 50 watt out of and crammed the 80 watt into it, and there wasn't enough room for the power supply.
I think we did, but I
80-watt.
don't think the audience did. Why don't you show us?
Well, I'll just tell you that Velcro works. Let me switch cameras. Try not to make you seasick.
Oh, I'll go back to the comments for a moment until you
Here,
finish
I'm just
rocking
going
the boat.
to.
Bootleg Garage. We're doing great. We're almost to the end of our stream tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to rewind in order to see what we've
All
been
right,
doing.
you'll be able to see it now. So I took the 50 watt out of that and then put the 80 watt in, but there wasn't enough room for the 80 watt power supply. So I just Velcroed it to the outside. So just work with what you got. Everything's sealed up nice. All taped, and then it just rounds around the back, and it works.
Wow.
And there's no chance that power supply is going to overheat being outside of that case.
Yeah.
That's right. The ultimate redneckery right there. I'm surprised you didn't use bubble gum and
Heck yeah.
some JB Weld.
Steve, you're gonna have to.
I was thinking I should have used duct tape, and that would have been perfect.
Steve, you're gonna have to contact X-Tool because that's a specific lens that comes from directly from them. So
I think part of his other question up top was they don't sell it anymore. That's why he was wondering if anybody had a line.
Oh, well, they should sell it. I mean, if they sold the, I guess that's from the S1 or something. I don't know what it's from.
The D1, X
That is
D1, 10 watt.
48 volt power supply, Jack. I got the beefy one that was like
Red,
just
green,
like 15
yeah.
amp.
For us non-fiber people, we're going to need some specific education videos on settings when we get the LaserMATIC start shipping out. Anyone looking to do that? Yeah, we'll probably be doing that. So
You can get the one with the fiber laser in it too.
that's what he's talking about. Yeah, the LaserMATIC. He's wondering
yeah,
about the fiber settings. So there are already a few fiber settings that Leo has, and Dimitri and I will work on more, and I'm sure Patrick will as well. So yeah, we'll get some settings for that once it's out next year. Steve says, yeah, it's discontinued. So I think that's the lens for the S1 maybe that you're talking about.
Yeah, they're talking to Ford engineers. They get rid of parts after 3 years, so you can't buy them for your truck anymore.
Yeah. Cars are the same way.
Yep.
Used to be
Yeah.
10 years. They had to have parts for 10 years, I believe, or maybe 20. I guess the law changed.
I have an F-150 that the wiper motor quit working, and you can't buy it anywhere, and the Ford garage can't even get one. So I ripped it apart and shoved wires down in it directly into the motor, put a toggle switch in, so I got wipers back.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you can wire up any. Steve Venturi sells lens. I don't know if he sells X-Tool parts. I doubt that's a pretty specific part, but you can hit him up and see.
Did you attach your toggle switch with duct tape?
I got a push button. I had to put a push button in for my wishy-washy fluid too.
He is Velcro. A man needs wipers.
I mean, you could always put a string on each side and just do this while you're driving down the road.
Okay, I got one better than that. Years ago, my father had a 59 Ford that he kept at our vacation home in the Catskill Mountains. And it was just to run back and forth into town with. It had the wipers weren't working, the headlights weren't working. And what we did was we duct taped flashlights to both sides of the fenders so that we could drive at night. And we ran a string that had little vent windows in the side. We ran a string around to the wipers, and you'd pull it one way and the other person would pull it the other way to wipe the windows if it started to rain.
We actually did that on my dad's 74.
Rick says
they don't make an aftermarket for that. That's the problem. They don't make anything that fits that, and there's a 23 wire pin plug that comes off the front of that thing.
Rick says he got his X-Tool lens from Steve Miller. I don't know who that is.
Was he in a band?
Santa's is saying, Q pulse, push button, toggle switch, Velcro, learn it all right here. Hey, Dwight, you're a little late. We're about to go.
It's the MacGyver channel.
Jack says he's been making some of the Bigfoot vlogs. I don't know what that is.
Vlogs.
I'm going to start another channel like the Red Green Show.
Mm-hmm. He's my hero.
So, Rick keeps saying that Steve Venturi. I've never heard him talk about anything like that, but Andy
I
says he
put
had a
a
68 Bronco with vacuum powered wipers. Yeah, they worked as good as you'd expect.
I got a short video. The last video I did has a song that I wrote about Bigfoot. Tells you the truth, everything you need to know about Bigfoot.
Lori's asking, can you spray paint wood like you would with engraving tile and then laser it off? Yes, absolutely. You don't get the same results, but you get a different color background. Jerry says Steve Mills equals Venturi. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Venturi Workshop. Right. Exactly. I wasn't getting that. Yeah. I'm going to miss the next live stream because I'll be driving to New Jersey to South Carolina. Yahoo.
He's moving.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's a good idea. Ask Steve tomorrow on the live stream. All right. So Dave says Venturi does sell replacement cover lenses, but not the internal focusing lens. So I think that's answers the question. So yeah, I have a ton of the external lenses as well, but the internal one is completely different. Any of you guys using Milmage yet? I've been using it for about a year on my CNC in the shop 2 doors over, and I haven't downloaded anything but the original beta a year ago or more. So can't tell you, but I'm sure they're going to be. Excuse me. Sure, they're going to be releasing that at LBX because they're one of the developers is going to be giving a talk on it and demonstration. So look for that. I'm pretty sure they're going to be releasing Milmage.
Were you guys able to hear that?
Peter, I have a
No.
50s
What are you doing, Patrick?
CJ3A wiper motor that has the lever on the inside that goes through the hole in the windshield frame that I was desperate enough to put that in the truck to see if I could get it to work.
Oh, I was playing my video of how I was celebrating 4th of July.
Oh. Dwight saying it has been released. Yeah, the Milmage site is up now.
Yep.
But I'm not sure if I think that's the beta release that they have up.
I was trying to pump the audio through the
public release.
Magic.
I got it downloaded, looking at it.
It's working.
I don't have a machine, but I was just checking it out.
Milmage. Yes, Milmage. I think so. I don't think that Milmage is going to be like Jack is saying, works, but it's limited. I don't think that Milmage is going to be a full blown CNC control, like VCarve or some of the others that you might use. But as far as 2.5D engraving, should be fine. So they're marketing it as maybe beginner software or something like that. It's not advanced CNC software. I'm pretty sure you're going to have to send the job, and do your tool pass, your speeds and feeds and stuff like that in your regular CNC software. Jerry says, I think Rich is using dark mode in Lightburn 2.0. Does anyone else like it too? I love it. So yeah, and if you're using 2.0, make sure you download 2.0.01 because there's a couple of little bug fixes that were done in there after the first couple of days of the release. So yeah, the camera thing with Xtool was fixed. Another camera problem was fixed. I think they turned off automatic. Well, I'm not sure on that, so I'm not even going to talk about it. But they made a couple of slight changes the problems that people were having. I did a whole video on it, so on how to do it manually if you're still having problems. Well, if there's no other questions, we're right at our 90 minutes. Yeah, I love the dark mode too. For me, I don't use it in videos just because it's easier for people to see the light mode in the videos.
Yep.
But when I use it personally, I switch to the dark mode, and I don't use dark mode on any other program.
I use dark mode on everything.
In Milmage, you can't use the full potential of a stepper bit, but it's limited to 50% step over. I use 80% in VCarve. Yeah, so it's going to have its limitations. Like I said, it's going to be a basic, inexpensive program. So you're not spending $700 on it, and you won't be paying subscription fees and all that kind of stuff. So for people like me who just tinker with the CNC, it's probably going to be perfect. Found it necessary to recalibrate my camera after 2.0, but it was worth it. Very accurate now. Yep. So anyway, if you did run into problems, you could always just reset your old preferences. Even if you have, if you've only had it for a day, Lightburn 2.0, 2.01 now, you can just go to File, Preferences, and then load prefs back up, and you can back up for months setting your old settings in the new software. You're welcome, Ava. Thanks for joining us. So I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. That's it. We're at the end of our live stream. Thank you, Patrick, for being here. Thank you to
Yes, sir.
Jeremy down below.
Thank you, everyone out there.
Hope you guys enjoy all of the free files, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. So we'll see you then.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody have
a good
a
night.
great weekend.